Hi, and welcome to my video on my 7th month as an entrepreneur. You might know by now that I'm doing a video every month in order to speak about my experience building my own business. And yeah, if you are interested to learn more, if you are interested to see how I'm even developing on video over the course of the last couple of months, make sure to check the video series on me as an entrepreneur. You can find it on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe right down here. And yeah, I'm posting regular content every Monday and every Friday. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that you're taking a couple of things away for yourself that you can start applying in your day-to-day life. So today I want to speak about my 7th month as an entrepreneur. It was the month of August, so kind of a summary month and kind of a slow month, honestly, in the business world, because I felt like not a lot of people were getting back to me because a lot of people were on vacation, and yeah, so not really a good month to start anything new. I think really a month to take care of myself and to reflect about what I want to do next. So this is exactly kind of how I spent the month of August. I took some relaxation time. We went to 2 weddings with my fiance, and I also traveled to Germany to spend some time with my family, which was really nice. And at the same time, I'm obviously always busy and always thinking about kind of the next steps for my business, the next things that I want to do. And I decided to write a book over the next couple of months. So this is an extremely exciting process. So I started to do some research around how to write a book, how to publish a book, how to find a writing coach, which I have found. I'm very excited about that. And also how to find an editor. So, really kind of starting to get into all of these different things, talk about different people as well, about their own experience, has been extremely fun and very exciting for me. And at the same time, I finally got my ACTP certification, which I'm super proud about. The ACTP certification, for those that don't know it, is basically the advanced track of the International Coaching Federation certification. And it's a track where you got, I think, 200 hours of coaching in. And yeah, it's an education, and there's a lot of different steps that you need to do in order to get certified. So I worked on just getting that certification. And one of the things that I always realize when I'm going through these different things, or when I'm working towards a certification, or when I'm working towards a program, or when I'm working towards maybe now writing the book, is it is a process. And the process can be broken down into smaller pieces in order to get there. And that it is really important to work on these little pieces day by day and to set little achievable goals in order to get there. And if you do that and if you follow that, you will get there. And I think that's such a beautiful realization for me every time anew. And obviously it always feels so empowering, and I feel so accomplished when I get to complete something that I set out to do. And I think this is something really that I learned from my work at Google and being a project and program manager. Because what do you do as a project manager? You're creating a project, you're defining what a project is about, you're creating a goal, and you tell yourself what you want to achieve. You define what you need in order to get there, and you create different steps that you need to take in order to complete the project. And I love this, and I love project management work, and this was one of the big reasons of why I went out and decided to do my own project, my own company, because at the end of the day, building a company is just project work. It's looking at one piece, looking at one project, and then setting a goal, having the different steps, and then just step by step getting to that goal. And then when you have multiple different projects together, you're creating a program, or you're having your program manager, right? Because you're managing different projects. And that is just how it is when you are building a business. So I really enjoy that. I always love to see how everything is coming together. It was really powerful. I talked about this in the last month, how powerful it is to see how everything is starting to come together for my program and how I launched it. Super powerful and very accomplishing. And the same thing with my international coaching certification. And the same thing with my international coaching certification. Same thing, lots of different steps. At the beginning, it looked like a ton of work. I was like, oh my God, I have no idea when I'm supposed to do all of these different things. I had to read 2 books and I had to write 2 book reviews, for example. I had to do 6 mentor coaching sessions with my coaching peers. I had to do 3 mentor coaching sessions with my coaching teacher. So I had to do a coaching session with a client, record it, and then it got basically judged. What else did I have to do? I had to create a student project. I was working on a very exciting new program that I'm planning to launch next year. And yeah, there were just so many different steps along the way. I had to do an oral examination. I had to do a written examination. I had to take a test. So many different steps. There are probably 7 to 8 things that I had to complete. And when you're looking at this list at the beginning, you're like, oh my God, I have no idea how am I supposed to do this. And then we had 6 months to complete it. It took me 3 months to do it, but I really was very keen on obviously getting the certification, but at the same time as well, to finish it before my travels to Europe, because I knew that I'm going to travel for a while and I'm just going to kind of push it out more and more. So one of the things that I want to give to you today is that if you are looking at a project right now, if you're doing something that kind of feels unsurmountable because there's so much work to do, sit down and break it down into small accomplishable steps, and then set yourself times or dates or timelines when you want to achieve those steps. What do you want to do today? What do you think you can do this week? How long do you think will it take in total? And I think I'm working really well with deadlines. I know how to have a deadline and then to break it down into smaller pieces and then just to get it done. Another thing that is really maybe important for you and maybe gives you a little other idea and example of how you can break down different steps or how you can create amazing projects when you're just kind of looking at the practicality of it is when I started to think about writing my book, I literally Googled how many words I need to write in order to create a book because I had no idea. And writing a book seems so unsurmountable. It's such a huge project, right? Where do I start? How many words do I need to write? How long is it going to take me? And I set a pretty strict timeline for myself in order to write my book, because it's really something that has been on my mind and in my heart for almost over a year now. I've always thought about writing a book and writing about my own story and helping other people with stress management tools. And I wanted to break this huge, unsurmountable project down into smaller pieces to make it achievable for me. So I looked at how many words a book has in general, and I think it's around 80,000 words. And I looked at the timeline. So I want to give myself 3 months to write the book. And then I broke those down. 3 months, how many days is that? How many words per day do I need to write? And then suddenly it seems not too bad. So now I know that I need to write 5 pages or around 800 words per day in order to create a book over 3 months that has around 400 pages. That's not too bad, right? 5 pages per day or 800 words. I love to write. I'm writing every day anyway. So this is something that I can work with. This is something where it doesn't shock me and I'm going to shy away from the whole project because I have no absolutely idea of how to get there. Now I know how to get there. So if you're looking at a project right now and you are struggling with getting there because it just feels like too much work and you don't know where to get started, write a list. And maybe prioritize that list and think about, where do I need to start? What do I need to do? How much time do I have in order to get to that goal? And then just chip away little by little by little. This is important. Consistency is key. And I really totally 100% believe in consistency. I believe that it is important, for example, from an entrepreneur perspective, to be consistent with your content. It is important to show up every day. It's important to show up on the different social media channels. It's important to show people that you care and that you enjoy your work and that what you're doing is something that you really believe in and that you want to help other people with. So this is kind of my big learning in month number 7 as an entrepreneur. Time is flying by, it's crazy. And you know what, there's a couple of things that I always tell myself, and I think I talked about this before in one of the videos, but time goes by anyway, no matter what you do. If you don't do anything, time will go by. And if you do something, time will go by. And this is how I was able to achieve so many different projects in my life, and how I got to so many different certifications. And I did so many different things because I was interested, and I just accepted the challenge a little bit, of course, as well. And I understood that it is a process. And that if I give something every day a little bit, I will get to the goal. And it's the same thing in stress management, right? If I'm giving a little bit every day, if I'm using a little bit of time every day to relax, to recharge, to work on myself, to find out my triggers, to do some self-exploration about what's going on, and I do this every day consistently, you're creating a new skill. You're creating powerful life for yourself. And this is beautiful. And this is how really successful people have built their businesses, or have become really empowered, have written books, have done anything you can imagine by being consistent and by accepting the process and by having fun in the process as well, right? To enjoy what you're doing and not just see the end as kind of the goal and not to enjoy anything along the way, but to see it as a journey and enjoy the journey. Because, you know, there's also this quote, and I really love that, so I'm going to kind of quote it. I don't know the exact words, but it's something around like, it's not the destination that counts, it's the journey, or something like that. But it's really true. It is so true. And I'm thinking about that all the time, and not even just kind of my work life, but also my personal life. It's all about the process. It's about enjoying every day, or if you have a difficult day, then to accept that as well, and then to move on, to understand there is the next day where you can make things better, or where you can take better care of yourself. We are all not perfect people. We are all not perfect human beings, but we can sure as hell try. So thank you so much for watching my little summary about my month number 7 as an entrepreneur. With gratitude, Julia.